Let's crochet this cute pufferfish. We'll start our work from the top of the pufferfish. This is top. Here's round 1. Keep going down. Change the yarn while reaching around round 15. During crochet process, we need to work a few small thorns. Down to the bottom. Before closing, we need to stuff in the cotton and whistle like this. Place the whistle here. The bottom will make a sound when it's pinched. Here's blue yarn. 3.5 millimeters crochet. Let's start crocheting. We need to make a magic ring first. Pinch the yarn tail with your right hand. Extend your left hand. Wrap the yarn around your little finger. Pass it between your index and middle finger. The yarn tail can be left longer. Wrap it around your middle finger. Pinch here with your thumb and middle finger. The intersection. Take out your right hand. Hold the crochet as if holding a pen. Insert hook into the magic ring. Press and hook the yarn. Pull it back through the magic ring. Pick the yarn from bottom to top. Pull it through the loop on your hook. This is one chain. The basic work is done. Let's start round 1. 6 single crochets. All need to be done within the ring. Insert hook into the magic ring. Hook the yarn. Pull up a loop. There are 2 loops on the hook now. Pick the yarn and pull it through both loops on the hook. The first single crochet is done. We can use a marker to mark the first stitch. The V shape on the side is a stitch. Next, continue to work the second single crochet. Similarly, insert hook into the magic ring. Hook the yarn and pull up a loop. There are 2 loops on the hook. Pick the yarn. Pull it through both loops on the hook. The second single crochet is done. Follow the same steps. Insert hook into the magic ring. Hook the yarn and pull up a loop. There are 2 loops. Pick the yarn and pull it through both loops on the hook. The third single crochet is done. Complete the remaining 3 single crochets by the same way. Six single crochets are done. We can increase the loop slightly. Take the magic ring off the finger. Each V shape stands for a stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold the fabric with your right hand. Pinch the yarn tail with your left hand and pull it hard. We can see the ring is shrinking. Keep pulling hard until it can't be pulled. Connect this round with a slip stitch. Make it end-to-end connected. The starting position is also where the marker is. Remove the marker. Insert hook into the first stitch. Reduce the loop a bit. Start to work the slip stitch, hook the yarn. There are 2 loops on the hook. Pull the front loop through the back one, like this. Okay, the slip stitch is done. Continue to crochet the second round. In round 2, work a chain as the starting stitch first. Please follow me. Pick the yarn and pull it through the loop on the hook. The chain is done. It's not included in the number of stitches. We need to work 6 increases. 1 increase of single crochet means working 2 single crochets in the same stitch. The first stitch, that's where the slip stitch was just now. We can hide the yarn tail, put it on top of the crochet. Crochet the yarn tail into the fabric to make the finished fabric look compact. After the first single crochet, place a marker into the first stitch of round 2. We just worked one, still need to work the other in the same stitch. Insert hook. Work the other single crochet. The first increase is done. Insert hook into the next stitch. Don't forget to hide the yarn tail. Work the other single crochet. The second increase is also done. Insert hook into the third stitch. Hide the yarn tail while crocheting. Work the other single crochet. Okay. By the same way. To complete this round. Complete the remaining 3 increases. 1 increase means working 2 single crochets in the same stitch. The 6 increases for round 2 are done. Similarly, we need to work a slip stitch to make the round end-to-end connected. Remove the marker. Insert hook into the first stitch to work 1 slip stitch. Hook the yarn and pull up a loop. Continue to pull the loop through the second one. The slip stitch is done. Continue to crochet round 3. We need to work a chain first. Then make a set of 1 single crochet, 1 increase. Work 1 single crochet in the first stitch and 1 increase in the second stitch. Follow the same steps. Repeat the set for 6 times. Work a chain first as the starting stitch. The chain isn't included in the number. Insert hook into the first stitch. Work a single crochet in it. After that, place a marker to mark the first single crochet. In the second stitch, we'll work 1 increase of a single crochet, that's to say, work 2 single crochets in the same stitch. Here's 1 single crochet in the first stitch and 1 increase in the second stitch. One set of 1 single crochet, 1 increase is done. Complete the remaining 5 sides. By the same way, work 1 single crochet in this stitch and 1 increase in the next stitch. The second side is done. Continue to repeat this side for 4 times. The third round is completed. Work a slip stitch to make the round end to end. Remove the marker. Insert hook into the corresponding stitch. Pull the front loop through the back one. The slip stitch is completed. Continue to crochet round 4. Still work a chain as a starting stitch first, but the chain isn't included in the number of stitches, according to the diagram on the upper left corner. After completing this round, there will be 22 single crochets. Within these single crochets, we need to complete 4 thorns of pufferfish. Start to crochet round 4. Insert hook into the first stitch. That's where the marker was just now. Work a single crochet in the first stitch. Work 1 increase in the next stitch. 1 increase means working 2 single crochets in the same stitch. Then work 2 single crochets in turn. The red heart represents the thorn of the pufferfish. Start the thorn with 3 chains. 1, 2, 3. After completing this from the second chain, work downward. Pass through the first chain. Start with the second chain. Work 1 slip stitch in the second chain and 1 single crochet in the chain below. Just pick a single strand. Work 1 slip stitch first. There are 2 loops on the hook. Pull the front loop through the back one. The slip stitch is done. Continue to work a single crochet. We just pick the single strand. The method of working a single crochet has already been mentioned earlier. The first thorn is done. Return to the main part of the fabric. That's the stitch below. Work 1 increase in it. 1 single crochet first, then the other. The first single crochet after the thorn of pufferfish. We place a marker here, otherwise when the next round reaches here, the stitches may be easily confused. After 1 increase, 2 single crochets, 1 increase, start to crochet the second thorn. Similarly, crochet 3 chains first. After 3 chains, work 1 slip stitch in the second chain. That's here, just pick the single strand. Work a slip stitch here. Then work a single crochet in the chain below. Still pick the single strand. The second turn is completed. Return to the main part. Work one single crochet first. Then enlarge the loop. The first stitch after the thorn, we place a marker here. To avoid confusing the stitches, continue to crochet according to the diagram in the upper left corner. Now, let's start crocheting the third thorn of the pufferfish. Start with the thorn with 3 chains, 1, 2, 3. After 3 chains, continue our work from the second chain. Here is the first chain, pass through it, work downward from the second chain. Just pick the single strand. Work a slip stitch in the second chain. Then work one single crochet in the chain below. Still pick the single strand. The third thorn is completed. Return to the main part of the fabric. Work one single crochet first. Still need to mark the first stitch next to the thorn. Complete the remaining single crochets and increases according to the diagram in the upper left corner. Continue to crochet the fourth thorn. 3 chains. Start with the second chain. 1 slip stitch. Then 1 single crochet in the next stitch. Still by picking the single strand. Return to the main part and continue to work 1 single crochet. Mark the first stitch next to the thorn. Round 4 is completed. Work 1 slip stitch to make the round end-to-end connected. Remove the marker. Insert hook into the first stitch. There are 2 loops on the hook. Pull the front loop through the back one. The slip stitch is okay. Continue to crochet round 5. Still crochet 1 chain. At the starting stitch first, the chain isn't included in the number of the stitches. In round 5, we need to make a set of 3 single crochets, 1 increase. Work 1 single crochet for each of the first 3 stitches. Work 1 increase in the first stitch. 1 set is completed. Repeat the set for 6 times. Round 5 will be completed. Next, start to crochet round 5. Insert hook into the first stitch. Work 1 single crochet in it. Mark the first stitch of round 5. Work 1 single crochet separately in the next 2 stitches. After 3 single crochets, work 1 increase in the next stitch. One set of 3 single crochets or increase is completed. Repeat the set. Here is the thorn of the pufferfish. Move around it. Insert hook into the stitch of the main part. That's where the marker is. Remove the marker. We can move the thorn to the side a little bit to crochet easily. Move it a little bit. Continue to crochet according to the diagram in the upper left corner. Every 3 single crochets, 1 increase makes up a set. Here is the thorn. Similarly, move around it. Remove the marker. Move the thorn to the side a little bit. Insert hook into the stitch where the marker was just now. Continue to crochet according to the diagram in the upper left corner. Round 5 is completed. We need to crochet 1 slip stitch. To make round 5 end-to-end connected, insert hook into the first stitch. Pull 1 loop through the other. The slip stitch is completed. Continue to crochet round 6. Crochet 1 chain as a starting stitch. The chain isn't included in the number of the stitches. In round 6, make a set of 6 stitches. Work 1 single crochet in each of the first 2 stitches. Crochet 1 increase in the 3rd stitch. Work 1 single crochet in each of the next 2 stitches. The set is completed. Round 6 will be completed by repeating the set for 6 times. Let's start round 6. Work 1 single crochet in the first stitch. Place a marker in the first stitch. Continue to work 1 single crochet in the next stitch, 1 increase. Two single crochets. The set is completed. Repeat the set for 6 times. Continue to crochet according to the diagram in the upper left corner. Finally, crochet 1 slip stitch to make the round end-to-end connected. In round 7, after crocheting 1 chain at the starting stitch, we make a set of 6 stitches. 1 single crochet in each of the first 5 stitches and 1 increase in the 6th stitch. Repeat the site for 6 times. We'll work 42 single crochets after completing round 7. At the end of round 7, still need to crochet a slip stitch to connect this round. Let's crochet round 7 together. Work 1 single crochet first. Place a marker in the first stitch. Next, continue to crochet according to the diagram in the upper left corner with a total of 5 single crochets and 1 increase. Okay, the site is completed. Repeat the site for 6 times. Finally, crochet a slip stitch to make the round end-to-end connected. In round 8, after crocheting 1 chain at the starting stitch, we need to make a site of 7 stitches. Work 1 single crochet in each of the first 3 stitches. Crochet 1 increase in the 4th stitch. Work 1 single crochet in each of the next 3 stitches. The site is completed. Repeat the site for 6 times. There will be 48 stitches when we complete this round. Finally, we still need to crochet a slip stitch to connect this round. Now, let's crochet round 8 together. Work 1 single crochet first by inserting hook into the slip stitch. Don't forget to mark the first stitch. Work 3 single crochets, 1 increase. 3 single crochets in turn according to the diagram in the upper left corner. One set is completed. Next, we repeat the set. Let's crochet the set again by following the diagram in the upper left corner. Okay, we have completed the set twice. Go on. After 6 repetitions, we crochet a slip stitch to make this round end-to-end connected. Continue to crochet the 9th round. Still work a chain first at the starting stitch. The chain isn't included in the number of the stitches. In round 9, we'll work 48 single crochets, and we need to crochet 3 turns of pufferfish within 48 single crochets. Let's start round 9 according to the diagram above. First, 13 single crochets. Similarly, mark the first stitch. Continue to work single crochets. We need to crochet a thorn after 13 single crochets. Start the thorn with 3 chains. After 3 chains, continue our work from the second chain. Pick the single strand and work a slip stitch. In the chain below, still pick the single strand and work a single crochet. When third is done, return to the main part of the fabric and continue to crochet single crochets. Place a marker in the first stitch after the thorn. Work 19 single crochets in turn after the thorn. We just demonstrate a few stitches here. After 19 single crochets, we need to crochet a thorn. That's the second thorn in round 9. 3 chains first, a slip stitch by picking the single strand of the second chain, a single crochet by picking single strand of the chain below. The second thorn is completed. Return to the main part and continue to work 16 single crochets. Mark the first stitch next to the thorn and continue to work single crochets. Continue to crochet the third thorn after 16 single crochets. Finally, work a slip stitch to make this round end-to-end connected. Continue to crochet round 10. There will be 48 single crochets in each of the next 4 rounds. Work a chain at the starting stitch at the beginning of each round, and work a slip stitch in the end to make each round end-to-end connected. Let's start the 10th round. Work a chain at the starting stitch. Insert hook into the slip stitch to start this round. Still place a marker in the first stitch. Continue to work single crochets. After completing 13 single crochets, we'll meet the thorn of the pufferfish. Bypass it and crochet the stitch of the main part that's where it's marked. Remove the marker. Move the thorn to the side. Continue to work single crochets. Round 10 is completed. Next, we need to work a slip stitch to make the round end-to-end connected. Here's a thorn. Bypass it. Remove the marker and work a slip stitch in the corresponding stitch. Move the thorn to the side to crochet easily. Okay, round 10 is completed. Next, crochet round 11 to 13 by the same way. After 6 single crochets, let's crochet a thorn of the pufferfish. Work 3 chains first. Work a slip stitch by picking the single strand of the second chain. Work a single crochet by picking the single strand. After the thorn, return to the main part of the fabric and continue to work single crochets. Here, place a marker in the stitch next to the thorn. After the first thorn, we need to work 7 single crochets. After 7 single crochets, continue to crochet the second thorn. Work a slip stitch by picking the single strand of the second chain and a single crochet by picking the single strand of the chain below. After the second thorn, return to the main part and continue to work 22 single crochets. Place a marker in the stitch next to the thorn. After completing 22 single crochets, continue to crochet the third thorn. Return to the main part and complete the remaining. Place a marker in the stitch next to the thorn. According to the diagram above, and continue to work 7 single crochets. The fourth thorn, 3 chains, a slip stitch by picking the single strand of the second stitch, and a single crochet by picking the single strand of the stitch below. Return to the main part to work 1 single crochet. Place a marker in the stitch next to the fourth thorn. Continue to crochet the remaining single crochets. At the end of round 14, still work a slip stitch to make this round end-to-end connected. Continue to crochet round 15. Still work a chain as the starting stitch. Then work a single crochet according to the diagram above. Place a marker in the first stitch of round 15. Continue to work a few single crochets. There's a thorn. Bypass it. Remove the marker and continue to work single crochets from where the marker was just now. After 18 single crochets, continue to work 4 increases. 1 increase means working 2 single crochets in the same stitch. The first increase is completed. Insert hook into the next stitch to crochet the remaining 3 increases according to the diagram above. Continue to work 4 single crochets after completing 4 increases. After 4 single crochets, crochet again 4 increases symmetrical to this side, and 18 single crochets symmetrical to this side. Round 15 will be completed. Continue to work 4 increases. Four increases have been done. Here are 4 single crochets in the middle. 4 symmetrical increases on both sides. Further away, here are 18 symmetrical single crochets on both sides. Continue to work the remaining 18 single crochets. After completing round 15, we need to replace the blue yarn with the white one. Pull the loop up. Prepare the white yarn in advance. Next, let's replace the blue yarn. Insert hook into the 2 loops. Take out the white yarn and wrap it around your little finger. The yarn tail can be left to 8 cm. Put the white yarn behind. Pinch it with your thumb and middle finger. Also pinch the blue yarn. Pick the white yarn and pull it through both blue loops on the hook. Crochet a slip stick using the white yarn. Remove the marker. Still pinch the white yarn from behind. Insert hook into the first stitch to make a slip stick. Tighten the white yarn. Pull the yarn through the loop on the hook. The slip stick is completed. Continue to crochet round 16. Still make a chain at the starting stitch. A chain is needed as a starting stitch at the beginning of each round. But the chain isn't included in the number of stitches, and a slip stick is needed to connect the round at the end of each round. The white yarn has been fixed, so we can extend the blue loop. Tighten this white yarn tail, also the blue yarn. We can use the scissors to cut the blue yarn now. Let's start to crochet round 16. We'll work 56 single crochets in this round. Insert hook into the first stitch. Still mark the first stitch. Continue to work the remaining stitches. In the end, remember to work one slip stitch to connect this round. In round 17, after 18 single crochets, we'll learn new crochet method, that's decrease. One decrease means single crochet, 2 together. This is one stitch. The meaning of decrease is to merge 2 stitches into one. Just pick the front loop of 2 adjacent stitches separately. Like this. Insert hook into the front loop of 2 adjacent stitches separately. There are 3 loops on the hook now. Press and hook the yarn. Pull it through the first 2 loops. There are still 2 loops left on the hook. Pick the yarn and pull it through the left 2 loops. We've merged 2 single crochets into one, that's one decrease of single crochet. Show it again. Insert hook into the front loop of 2 adjacent stitches separately. There are 3 loops on the hook now. Hook the yarn and pull it through the first 2 loops on the hook. Pick the yarn and pull it through the back 2 loops on the hook. Here is single crochet, 2 together. Continue to complete 2 decreases. Work 4 single crochets after 4 decreases. Continue to work 4 decreases after 4 single crochets. The 4 decreases on both sides are symmetrical. After 3 decreases, we need to work 18 single crochets symmetrical to this side. Let's crochet the remaining 4 decreases and 18 single crochets according to the diagram in the upper left corner. In the end, we need to work a slip stitch to connect this round. Insert hook into the first stitch. Okay, round 17 is completed. Let's start round 18. Still work a chain as the starting stitch. Then work a single crochet in each stitch. There will be 48 single crochets after completing this round. In the end, still need to work a slip stitch to connect this round. Let's start the first single crochet. Don't forget to mark the first stitch. Continue to crochet the remaining 47 single crochets and 1 slip stitch to complete this round. In round 19, after completing a chain at the starting stitch, we'll make a set of 8 stitches. Work 1 single crochet separately in the first 3 stitches, 1 decrease in the middle 2 stitches. 1 single crochet separately in the last 3 stitches, 1 set is done. Repeat the site for 6 times and this round will be completed. Let's start round 19. Insert hook into the first stitch. Mark the first stitch of this round and continue to work single crochets. We need to work 1 decrease after 3 single crochets. 1 decrease here means merging 2 single crochets into 1. The crochet method for decrease is the same as before. We need to work 3 single crochets after the decrease. 1, 2, 3. One set is completed. Let's demonstrate the site again. 3 single crochets. One decrease. Three single crochets. After repeating the site for 6 times, we need to work a slip stitch to connect this round. In round 20, still work a chain as the starting stitch. We need to work 36 single crochets according to the diagram above. And within 36 single crochets, we need to crochet 2 thorns of the pufferfish. Insert hook into the first stitch. Don't forget to mark the first single crochet. Continue to work single crochets. After 5 single crochets, we need to work 1 decrease. The decrease of single crochet is to merge 2 single crochets into 1. There are 3 loops on the hook. Hook the yarn through the first 2 loops, pick the yarn through the following 2 loops. 1 decrease is completed. Continue to work 6 single crochets. After 6 single crochets, it's time to crochet the thorn, 3 chains first. Both pick the single strand, pick the second chain to work a slip stitch. And pick the third chain to work a single crochet. The thorn is completed. Return to the main part to continue to work 1 decrease. Mark the first stitch after the thorn. According to the diagram above. Continue to crochet the remaining stitches of this round. After completing round 20, we've crocheted 2 thorns and 36 single crochets. Continue to work a slip stitch to connect this round. Remove the marker. and insert hook into the first stitch of round 20 to work a slip stitch. In round 21, we make a set of 6 stitches. 1 single crochet separately in the first 2 stitches. Merge 2 stitches in the middle into 1, that's 1 decrease. Work a single crochet in each of the following 2 stitches. Let's start round 21. Still work a chain at the starting stitch first. Insert hook into the first stitch of round 20. Mark the first stitch of round 21. After 2 single crochets, merge the 2 stitches in the middle, that's 1 decrease. Insert hook into the front loop of the 2 adjacent stitches. There are 3 loops. Pull the yarn through the first 2 loops. Pull the yarn through the remaining 2 loops. 1 decrease is completed. Continue to work 2 single crochets. A set is completed. Repeat the set for 6 times until the end of this round. 2 single crochets, 1 decrease, 2 single crochets, remove the marker to work a slip stitch to connect this round. In round 22, still work a chain as the starting stitch, then make a set of 5 stitches. 1 single crochet in each of the first 3 stitches and 1 decrease in the next 2 stitches. 1 set is completed. Repeat this set for 6 times to complete this round. Let's start round 22. Insert hook into the first stitch to work a single crochet. Mark the first stitch of round 22. Continue to work 2 single crochets according to the diagram above. We need to work 1 decrease after 3 single crochets. Insert hook into the front loop separately. Through the front loops, through the remaining 2 loops. After the decrease, 1 set of 3 single crochets, 1 decrease is completed. Repeat the set. 3 single crochets, 1 decrease, until the end of this round. After completing the slip stitch of round 22, we pull the loop slightly larger. We need to stuff the filling cotton and this whistle into the fabric. Stuff the filling cotton first, then the whistle. The whistle should be placed in the closing position. Let's stuff the filling cotton first. We need to reserve space for a whistle. The whistle needs to be placed flat. This is the front. Well, it's probably in this position in the middle. To prevent this whistle from moving in the future, we take out a white yarn tail. Tie the whistle with the white yarn tail. Tie a knot on the whistle and tie it tightly. To prevent the whistle from moving in the future, we can tie it 4 times. After tying the whistle, we get one end of the yarn through the sewing needle. Put the whistle in the middle position. We get the yarn through the fabric from the inside by the needle, and get it out from an inconspicuous position. The position of the thorn is good. Adjust the position and put the whistle in the middle. Find another inconspicuous stitch. And pull the yarn back into the fabric. After going back and forth, we can remove the needle. Tie a knot between the 2 yarn tails to fix the whistle. Tie another knot. Hide the 2 yarn tails into the fabric. Place the whistle in the middle. Continue to work round 23. Insert hook into the loop. In 23, still need to work a chain as the starting stitch. Tighten the loop and work a chain first. After the chain, we'll make a set of 4 stitches. Work 1 single crochet in the first stitch, 1 decrease in the middle 2 stitches, and 1 single crochet in the 4th stitch. 1 set is completed. We need to repeat the set for 6 times to complete this round. Insert hook into the first stitch to work 1 single crochet. Mark the first stitch of round 23. Hold down the whistle with your fingers while crocheting. Continue to crochet the remaining stitches, 1 decrease, 1 single crochet, one set is completed. Repeat the set. Hold down the whistle with your fingers while crocheting to stop it from moving. Repeat the set for 6 times according to the diagram above, and remember to work 1 slip stitch to connect this round. Let's start round 24. Still work a chain as the starting stitch. We'll make a set of 3 stitches, 1 single crochet in the first stitch and 1 decrease in the next 2 stitches. 1 decrease means merging 2 single crochets into 1. Insert hook into the first stitch to work 1 single crochet and mark the first stitch of round 24. Continue to work 1 decrease. Here is single crochet and the decrease. One set is completed. Repeat the set for 6 times according to the diagram above, and remember to work 1 slip stitch to connect this round in the end. After round 24, check if the whistle is in the middle. If not, adjust it to the middle by a sewing needle. Continue to crochet round 25. Work a chain as the starting stitch first. We need to work 6 decreases in round 25. The first decrease, we need to start with the first stitch. This is where the slip stitch started, though the stitch is a bit cramped. We can use the sewing needle to pick it up a bit. Let's work 1 decrease first. After completing the first decrease, mark the first stitch of round 25 and continue to complete the remaining decreases. After 6 decreases, let's crochet the last slip stitch. Pull the loop slightly larger. Cut off this white yarn and pull it out. Take out the sewing needle and pass the yarn through it. Pass the needle through the front loop of the 6 stitches in turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 'Tighten this round. And hide the yarn tail into the fabric. Cut the yarn with the scissors. We can hear a pleasant sound as soon as we pinch here. Next, let's crochet the eyes of the pufferfish. Take out the white yarn. Pinch the yarn tail. Extend your left hand. Wrap the yarn around your little finger and pull it between your middle and index finger. The yarn tail can be left longer and wrap it around your middle finger. Pinch the intersection with your thumb and middle finger. Hold the crochet with your right hand. Insert hook into the magic ring. Hook the yarn and pull it back through the ring. Pick the yarn and pull it through the loop on the hook. Now, the basic work is done. Next, we need to work 6 single crochets. Insert hook into the magic ring. Hook the yarn and pull up a loop. There are 2 loops on the hook now. Pick the yarn and pull it through both the loops on the hook. Okay, the first single crochet is done. We can use a marker to mark the first stitch of this round. Continue to insert hook into the magic ring. Hook the yarn and pull it back through the ring. There are 2 loops. Pick the yarn and pull it through both loops on the hook. The second single crochet is done. Continue to work single crochet by the same way. The fourth single crochet is done. Continue to work the remaining 2 single crochets. After 6 single crochets, we pull the loop up and take the ring off your middle finger. Hold the fabric with your right hand. Pinch the yarn tail with your left hand and pull it hard. We can see the ring is shrinking. Keep pulling hard until it can't be pulled. Continue to work a slip stitch to make the round end-to-end connected. Remove the marker from where the first stitch is. Insert hook into the first stitch to work a slip stick. Pull the yarn through the ring. There are 2 loops on the hook now. Pull the first loop through the second one. One slip stitch is done. Continue to crochet round 2. We need to work 6 increases in round 2. Work 1 chain as the starting stitch. The chain isn't included in the number of the stitches. 1 increase means working 2 single crochets in the same stitch. Insert hook into the first stitch. We can hide the yarn tail on top of the hook. Crochet the yarn tail into the fabric. The first single crochet is done. We can place a marker in the first stitch of round 2. Work the other single crochet in the same stitch. Don't forget to hide the yarn tail on top of the hook. Pull up a loop. There are 2 loops on the hook now. Pull the yarn through both loops. 1 increase is done. Work the second increase. Insert hook into the next stitch. Put the yarn on top of the hook. 1 single crochet is done. work the other single crochet in the same stitch. The second single crochet is done. Continue to crochet the remaining single crochets by the same way. There's no need to hide the yarn tail anymore. It has been hidden enough and the fabric looks compact. We need to work 6 increases in round 2. After 6 increases, we need to work a slip stitch to make this round end-to-end connected. Remove the marker and insert hook into the first stitch. To work a slip stitch, pull up the loop a bit. Cut the white yarn. And pull out the yarn tail. We can cut off this hidden yarn tail. The last yarn tail, we also need to hide it. Pass the yarn tail through the needle. Hide this yarn tail in the back. Pass the single strand of the edge stitch. Hide a few stitches in the back. Cut off the remaining yarn tail. Okay, this side is the front. Crochet the other eye by the same way. Now let's start sewing the mouth of the pufferfish. The lower lip of the pufferfish needs to be sewn twice, and only once for the. Here are 4 increases on the left and also on the right. 4 single crochets in the middle. Below round 16, we find these 2 holes. We need to sew the mouth through these 2 small holes. We can pass this yarn tail from other places to get here. Insert the sewing needle from the back. Come out from here. We can use the tweezers to help. Don't pull the yarn tail too hard. It's easy to pull the yarn tail out again if pulling hard. Insert needle from where the yarn tail came out just now. Follow the same steps. Here, let the yarn come out from this hole. Pull gently. Insert needle from this hole. This is the lower lip. Continue to sew the upper lip. To make lips more realistic, we can insert a pin in the middle. Rotate around the pin half turn and insert the pin from here. Remove the pin. Sew it again on the lower lip area. This is the upper lip and this is the lower lip. We can use the sewing needle to adjust the shape of the lip. To maintain the shape of the lips, we can pass the needle more times. Cut it off here. Apply glue to the eyes. To the back of the eyes. Stick the white part of the ear above the blue yarn. Continue to stick the main part with the glue to complete the eyes. Before the glue dries out, we can adjust the position of the main part of the eyes to find the most suitable position. The cute pufferfish is done.